After leaving the living room, Kojo led you into a small room by the Genka foyer and towards a large rosewood cabinet. You watched as he got on his knees and opened the cabinet's double doors, revealing it to be a balusta, or altar. Inside were two vases, each one filled with red, yellow, and white chrysanthemums. On the right were a small bowl of assorted fruit and a pot with 3 sage sticks. You then glanced towards the center, only to spot an old vintage photo of a beautiful woman with long, dark hair style and a side planet and dressed in a kimono. That's my mother, Rengoku Rinka. Rengoku tells you. You remember the heartfelt story he shared about his mother's passing due to an included illness. The way he talked about his mother with such reserve and affection stayed with you. As you studied the photo, you couldn't help but feel grateful for the influence she had on his life. This is the woman that raised Rengoku with so much love and care, evident in the gentle smile on her face in the picture. Kojo may have Shinjiro's looks, but you can definitely see where he got his kind heart and compassionate nature from. She's beautiful, you say, kneeling down beside him. Kojo nodded before bowing his head and folded his arms in a prayer. You did the same as both you sat there in silence. Hello, Mother. I hope you're doing well. This is Yin, the love of my life and your future daughter-in-law, Kojo says, causing you to giggle softly. You had no doubt that Ruka could hear her son from the afterlife as you smiled warmly at him, blushing at how wholesomely chill he can be sometimes. With his father's fiery looks and his mother's cordiality, Kojo's truly is perfect, and you loved him dearly. Looking back at the photo, it was like Ruka was actually looking at you. Her scarlet eyes shone with kindness, love, and wisdom. You felt the need to thank the goddess of a woman for giving birth to such a magnificent man who's going to be your husband. Eventually, you opted to go along as you bowed your head. Hello, Miss Rengoku. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. I want to tell you just how much I love and care for your son. You raised him well. I promise to take care of him and keep him out of trouble. You say, slightly hoping the woman could hear you through the heavens. Hey, I don't get in trouble. Kojo pouted before poking you in the side, causing you to yelp at the ticklish feeling. Kojo's eyes lit up at this as he continued to poke your tummy, causing you to curl away from him. Stop it, Kojo! I'm ticklish! You laughed, swatting his hand. Only if you take back what you said, he teased, this time grabbing both your sides. You intently came undone, laughing hysterically as he tickled you. Okay, I take it back. I yield. No, quit it. You surrendered as Kojo eased up, only to lean forward to give you a quick quick kiss on the cheek. Ko, not in front of your mother. You blushed red like a tomato. Unbeknownst to both of you, the photo of Ruka had changed, with a woman now smiling happily. After leaving the room, Kojo then showed you around the house, from the kitchen and the dining room, down the egwa to where the bathroom was. Next were the bedrooms, which were down the hallway from the bathroom. One room was his father's bedroom, and the other where he and Senjiro slept. Sliding the Senji doors open, you glanced to see 2 futons. The big one was neatly done and untouched, whilst the little one had its covers pulled back. Well, make yourself at home. Kojiro says happily as you looked at him. Huh? But there's only 2 beds. We have an extra tatami mat. But you can sleep with me. I'm pretty sure Senjiro won't mind, he beams. Ko, that's insensitive. You know we can't sleep together. Why? We did back at the temple. He raised a brow. You blushed. Yeah, but this is different. We're at your house, and you know it's considered rude and disrespectful. Think about Senjiro. He'll be super uncomfortable with me in there. You told him. Don't you have a spare bedroom or something? The flame pillar scratched his head and internally thought for a moment. Eventually, a light bulb seemingly went off as Kojiro turned towards you. Follow me, Kojiro says as he beckoned to follow him. He had led you to a soji at the end of the egwa and opened it, only for a rush of dust to blow in your face. Coughing slightly, Kojiro scampered over to a nearby window and opened it, letting in the sun's rays as it lit up the room. The room was indeed quite small, with a tokima, or igloo, that had an iduokituma, picture scroll, hanging on the wall. It was so dirty with dust and cobwebs that you wondered how long it had been since anyone cleaned. Wow, I didn't realize how dusty it is in here. But make yourself at home, Kojiro says. What? Are you nuts? For goodness sake, Ko, when was the last time anyone stepped in this room? You asked, putting a hand over your nose and mouth. Well, my mother wanted to turn this into a nursery, but never got the chance to. Even after Senshiro was born, so it lays forgotten and empty, he exclaims. I know it's not as spacious as your room back at the temple, but it'll have to do. He then glanced back at you. Once we're married, I'll provide for you and hopefully find us a home to call our own. You almost squealed at his remark. Leave it to Kojiro to make your heart flutter. His charming smile and kind words never failed to brighten your day, filling you with warmth and happiness. It's like he was a magical way of lifting your spirits and making you feel special, even in the simplest of moments. With just a few seconds, he managed to make you feel like the most important person in the world, and you can't but help to feel grateful to have him in your life. Are you sure you don't want to sleep with me? He asked, grinning like a lovesick fool, which he is. You scoffed before placing your suitcase down and opening it. I feel like I'm being tested, you said, and pulled out a plain, simple outfit. Kojiro was about to ask what you meant, but was immediately silenced as his face erupted into a full-blown blush when you started to undress. He gawked as you slipped in a favorite color jinbi and hamakana pants. Once finished, you then tied your hair into a ponytail, if you could, before pulling out a cloth. Kojiro was speechless as quickly you started to cleaning, moving faster than the eyes can see. Huh? Kojiro tilts his head in confusion. Senjiro! You suddenly yelled out of somewhere. The young Rengoku quickly popped his cute little head into the doorway before startling his brother. What the? Yes, Ni-chan? He says kindly with a smile, not even unfazed to see you cleaning. Could you fetch me a broom and a bucket of water, please? You asked sweetly. Okay, Senjiro says, and left to do as you were asked. Kojiro continued to stand there dumbfounded. What on earth was happening? And did he miss some secret agreement between you and Senjiro? My love? Kojiro gave you a confused look. At first, I thought it was stupid to make sure I would become an exponential wife someday. I'd sworn to learn everything there was to being a cultured lady, you exclaimed, cleaning the cobwebs from the tokidoma as you delicately removed the dust. You briefly remembered your Oba-chan teaching you the art of tea ceremonies. She had always emphasized the importance of grace and posture, traits that you realized were essential in your journey to becoming a refined woman. You stopped, then looked towards your husband and smiled. And now the time's for my hard work and efforts to bear fruit, you added with sense of satisfaction. Kojiro's eyes widened as he blushed. His pants just got a little bit tighter.